Morning everyone, Rabbi said let's continue with the sugya of Kosher. Where we left off yesterday, we were talking about the Ramah. Let's just go again. We said that there are certain knots that are asa, some of them doraisa, some of them are derabbanan, and some of them are mutar lechatchila. The Ramah comes out as follows. Now going into the shittas all over again, we did that yesterday, but just to come out with some practical halacha lemaisos. The Ramah says specifically two knots that are for sure going to be problematic. And the reason for that is because they last for a long time, and they are a suffix to be a Kosher uman, which is a professional knot. What are those knots? Those are knots, number one, what we said yesterday is a Kosher al gabe Kosher, which means if you have one knot on top of another knot, it lasts for a long time. Right? For example, take a bag, tie down the handles, and then do another knot on top of it. That knot is going to last for a long time. Even if I don't need it for a long time, even if Lamaisa I chuck it out, whatever it may be, it's irrelevant. Because the mitzias of the knot is that it lasts for a long time. Says the Ramah, Kosher gabe Kosher is going to be a problem on Shabbos Kodesh. The other example of a knot which is problematic, and yesterday of course we mentioned that the tzitzis is negated too, right? Which we'll talk in a minute about, or more about that. But another example, which is very negaya, is a Kosher that is made on one string onto itself, right? So for example, you have people, when it comes to their tzitzis, so sometimes the end can come loose. So what do? Is they tie a knot at the end of their tzitzis. You know what I'm saying? Anyone knows what I'm talking about? Right, actually, you know what I'm talking about, right? You take a knot, you tie the end of the tzitzis. Or for example, if you have, let me see the string. No, the string over here. Yeah. It's not a knot, right? I don't see. Oh, it's a metal thing. But some of the hoodie straps, strings, whatever, they have a knot at the end. So to do one of those knots on Shabbos is an issa. It's a shayla v'daraisa. Why? Because again, a knot by itself is going to last for a long time. Take the knot at the end of your tzitzis if you don't want it to unravel. So you make a knot at the end of the tzitzis, you make it tight, boom, that's going to last there for a very long time. Oh yes, it will. Absolutely. If you make a tight knot at the end of your tzitzis, why not? Take the end of the hoodie and it's going to, you tighten it up, it's going to be one knot onto itself. For example, that's siyata d'shmaya. Take a bag, this is not exactly the bag I was looking for, but take for example, if you have a bag, and this could be the negay, you have a sandwich bag, and you put chenished. Oh, it's a good kasha. Effect with Miller. Kasha. What's good? I thought kosher was only when you attach something. That's an echanami. But the Maisa, once they asked kosher, meaning the not shabai, the etzim kesher is something that's a problem. Even if you're not attaching two things. If there's a tikkun, of course, which there is. Now, when you have, for example, a bag, and you put, sandwich bag, you put some food, you put some snacks for the kids, bamba, some pizzly, whatever, and then you tie it. So what do? When you have a bag like this, right? So if you have a bag with two handles, you tie the handles. That's gavaldik. But if, for example, you have a bag like this, a regular sandwich bag, a plastic little bag. So what do? Very simple. Is you normally go like this, right? You take the end of it, like this, right? And you'll tie a knot onto itself. That's a shayla v'nitza d'oraisa right there. Even if you're not connecting anything. Because you're making a kesher shel kayama, which is a suffix of a kesher, that's a kesher uman. It's a professional knot. So therefore to take a string and tie it into itself to make the knot is going to be a problem on Shabbos Kodesh. Because that is considered to be a kesher. Are we with me? So those are the two knots specifically that the Ramah talks about, which is number one, a double knot, and number two, a kesher, a knot onto itself within the same string. So here's the question: what's mutter lemaisa? What's going to be heta? So one of the bigger terim is if it's something that is considered to be one knot, not a double knot. We'll get to bow in a minute. If it's one knot and it's not a kesher uman and it's not going to last for a long time, then it's going to be mutter. So, for example, if you want to take, they have diaper bags, nappy sacks. They have bags specifically, very thin, very small. You put the diaper in it, tie it up. Sometimes it comes with a nice smell. You chuck it in the garbage that way, right? Anyone ever seen those before? Yeah, they've never seen those before. Zev, you seen those before? Never? No? Anyone ever seen that? Yeah. Oh, who gave this? Wow, shkoyach. You happen to just. You were learning kosher, so you happen to have, this is beautiful, look at this is gavaldik, shkoyach. So we'll get to that in a minute. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Anyone ever seen this before? Yeah. Small little garbage bags, basically. They come with a nice smell, and you put they're meant for many things. You can put whatever you want in there, right? But diapers, nappies is a perfect example, right? You put it inside, and what do? You tie it up. Right? What's what you do? You tie it up. This could be the same thing with any garbage can, by the way. You're taking down a garbage can on Shabbos Kodesh. You're being a wonderful husband, and you're taking down the garbage. Shaila, muktzah, not muktzah, bosses. I don't know anything about that. But without getting into the shaila of hilchos muktzah, bosses, shailas of hachona, I don't know. But let's just talk about the case of kosher. So I want to tie up the bag, the garbage bag, simply just to keep everything inside there, because otherwise it smells or it's going to fall out or whatever it may be. Is that mutter? So that should be mutter, because it's one knot. It's not a kesher or gabe kesher. It's not a kesher by itself. And also it comes loose quite simply, by the way. Okay, now it's empty, obviously, but when it's full, it comes loose very, very simply. But the shaila is, what if you have one knot that lasts for a very long time? For example, this case. If, for example, this would be very empty, and I would tie it nicely with one knot. You can tie it, it's okay? Yeah. And there's no reason that would come undone. I mean, yeah, I can pull it apart, but there's no reason that this will become undone. So this is one knot, which will last for a long time. One of the reasons that you need to be makel is you need a non-professional knot, which is this. It's a non-professional knot because it's only one. But you also need that it won't last for a long time. But this will last for a long time, right? If you leave it there, it will last for a long time. So the Chai Adam L'Maisav is machmir in such a case, and he holds that if you have one knot that will last for a long time, it's going to be problematic. The Shulchan Aruch Harav, the Haliga Balatanya, holds to be makel. And that's generally most poskim are makel. As I spoke to Rav Falk, Zatzal about this by Riches, that it also many poskim want to be makel. If it's one knot, it's absolutely fine. And that's what I do in my house. You take the diaper, you put it in, you tie it once, and you're okay. By the way, without mentioning too many complications, when you are going to get into the sugya of diapers, which we're not going into because it's not really kosher, it's a side of toifa, to close this, people don't know this, by the way. Rav Vosner and Shevet Alevi are going to tshuva screaming about this. Mama's screaming about this, right? You know the tshuva, right? He brings down that if you have a diaper, and when you finish with the baby diaper, so you want to close up, anyone, those that know, right? Well, how does it go? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So when you finish the diaper and you close the tabs and you put it to the side, according to many poskim, that could be an issa d'oraisa. You've just been machalal Shabbos because you've done toifa, right? Because it's done. There's a little Velcro there, or sometimes a sticker there. Again, we're not going into toifa now how to discuss that, but according to many, closing up. Now, in other words, putting the tabs on the diaper when it's on the baby, that's not a problem, because I'm assuming you're a good father and you will actually undo those, and that will be fine. But if you're going to close the tabs on a used, done diaper, which means you will never open that up again, that's a shad of an issa d'oraisa, by the way. I don't know how many people even know that. So now, Baruch Hashem, you guys do know that. So be careful of that. But again, as I said, getting back to kosher. So one knot is mutter. Okay, one knot is mutter, even if it will last for a long time, we're not worried about that. One of the shaylas that the Olam asked yesterday is about tzitzis. We said yesterday, if you tighten your tzitzis on Shabbos, that's an issa d'oraisa. So someone said, I don't understand, but you did one knot before Shabbos, and one knot you're doing on Shabbos. Meaning, I'm only tightening one knot. Nobody tightens two knots of their tzitzis. When you tighten the kesh of your tzitzis, you're tightening the second knot. The first knot's normally tight. It's normally the second knot that comes undone in that case. L'maisa, it doesn't make a difference. Many posts can bring this down, and they say that even if l'maisa on Shabbos I'm tightening one knot, since what I'm doing in the kiyum of the one knot is because there's another knot there, it's a kesher gabi kesher, and therefore it's going to be problematic in that case. Let's move on. Let's talk about, maybe we'll get to this in a minute, bows. Let's talk about a bow, right? An aniva. That's what it's called. What's the din of a bow? Is a bow considered to be a knot, or is it not considered to be a knot? That's the shayla. So this is a machlokes in the Gemara, in the Mishnah in Shabbos Kufi Gimel, whether or not a bow is considered to be a knot. Rabbi Yehuda holds it's a kesher, Rabbana holds it's not a kesher. The maskonos of the Gemara, maskonos of the Rambam, maskonos of the Shulchan Aruch is the ma'aseh that a knot is not considered to be a bow is not considered to be a knot simply because it's so easily undone. When you have a bow, like take your shoes, for example, your shoelaces, even though it's slightly different, we'll get to that. Take a bow and pull out one of the sides, just untuck one of the sides of the bow. The whole thing's going to come undone in a second. By the way, again, we'll just stick in another halacha over here. This is why Hilchos Shabbos, you have to know everything. You can't just know one malacha. If a child, and this is very negay with kids, like little girls, they have like a t-shirt with like decorative bows onto the actual t-shirt. Now, obviously, they don't do anything. They're just for decoration purposes. Sometimes, like on the t-shirt of a little child, you'll have like pictures and prints of like dresses and everything, and they have like a real actual bow on the t-shirt, and you do it up, and it's cute and it looks nice, whatever it is. To do that on Shabbos, even though it's a bow, which would not be a problem of kosher, would be a problem of hello. Oh, beautiful. Usha, Gavaldik, Makeva Patish. Asha knows where to sit. Asha always knows where to sit. You have to know which, So Makeva Patish, beautiful, very well said. That will be a problem with Shalav Daraisa, Rabbi say. It's a Shalav Daraisa. Simple things. Guys have to know Chos Shabbos. Mori, are you with me? Yeah? Gavaldik. Aaron Dov, good? Okay, now here's the Shaila. Okay, so a bow is not considered maskana segamara, even though it's a machlokes. We pass a bow is not considered to be a knot, right? K-N-O-T. The shaila is when you do up your shoes, you don't just do a bow. You can't. Try doing your shoelaces up with just a bow. It's not shaykh. What do? You first do a kesher, a simple knot, like a regular knot. You tie the two sides together, and off you go. We'll do it this way, right? You just do one knot, right, which is fine. You do that on your shoelaces. There's no problem with that whatsoever. It's one knot. It's going to come down in a second. The only thing is, then you go afterwards, and then you make the whole bow situation, right? That's called an anival gabe kesher. An anival gabe kesher, a bow on top of a knot, is much more lasting. How do we know that? Take your shoelaces. You do up your shoelaces again. These are for people that actually wear shoes, and even if you wear shoes with shoelaces, right? And they say, I think it was the Chofetz Chaim used to not want to wear with shoelaces because it was Pashat Bittul Torah. It took an extra couple. He worked out the cheshbon of how many seconds a day, how many minutes a week, how many hours in a month, and he worked it out. It's not Pashat Nakadag. You can finish Shas in that time. What's that?
Everyone has to wear slides from that.
I don't know if everyone has to wear slides, or what are those called? Who? Birkenstocks. Okay. Blundstones? Is the mitzvah of the tying, or is the mitzvah of putting on the right and then the left? Does it have to be then the left tying? If you have a shoelace. The Chassidim, by the way, are very makpid. The Chassidim are very makpid that they don't necessarily wear shoelaces in there, but they have it with the socks or with the trousers, with the pants, and they tie up over there. So I think the Belzers in the Belzers Sfarim, they bring down a zazach that they dafka have it because of that to be yotza and putting on. Zev is with us totally on this one. Okay, let's move on. So where am I? Talking about the shoelaces. So it's a aniva gabe kesher, and aniva gabe kesher is mutter if it's going to be undone within 24 hours, which, unless you kick off your shoes when you go to bed, which could happen, generally it's undone within 24 hours, and that's why it's 100% okay. The Olam asks, what happens if you do a double knot when you tie your shoelaces? Because sometimes it comes undone. So you're doing a knot, then you're doing a bow, and then you want to do another knot. What's the din? Are you allowed or you're not allowed? Okay, Rabbi say, I'm going to tell the Olam something that whenever I've spoken about this, people are like, oh really? I thought it was asa. It's not always asa, depending on how you do it. Okay? Just make it easy. What's that? Oh, very good. So let's just make it easy in a second. It's hard to do this without a shoe. But the basic idea would be like, if you have a shoe, you have a problem because the tumah won't be able to even tell you after negavasa. So I don't know. It's so easy to have the shoelace, right? So let's say, for example, you have over here sticking out. You've done your knot. You've done your bow. So now I've got my shoelaces, right? So I've got my shoe. Just make it like this is pretty much what it looks like, right? I've got my bow. I've got my knot. And I've got my bow on top of it, right? So far I'm good. I want to strengthen it. What do I do? Halacha lemaisa. So the thing is like this, and you try this at home, tried and tested. I've done many experiments on this. If you take both the bow and the string together on either side and you tie them into a knot, you have a problem. That's going to be a kesher or gabe kesher. It's not going to come undone very quickly. If you take the two bows and you double knot them, and as you retie that into another knot, you will see, and again, try this, that when you take one of the sides, you'll open it up, the whole thing will become undone. Even though you did another knot with the two bows. So that's important. Again, you've got your knot, which you did regular. You did my knot. You did your bow situation. And then once you've done the bow, you take the two rounded, and you What's that? It does. Obviously, I don't want to do it in share because I'm thinking, I've done it many times, it works. It unties. No. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you tied to begin with. Just the two bows. Impossible. It's been tried many, many times. It works, right?
It doesn't work. It does work. It doesn't work.
Livy? Huh?
Try it out.
Slipknot's fine, yeah. Slipknot's fine.
If it doesn't work, you don't have to tie your shoes.
Oh, it could be. Rabbi say, if you take the two bows, you will see. He's doing it now. He's thinking, yeah? Oh, it works. There we are. Live demonstration, Rabbi Sai. That's beautiful. It works. You take the two bows, and you tie them up. then you are good. Okay, Rabbi said we have to do tomorrow. Very important. Everybody try to bring a tie tomorrow. We're going to do the sugyas of ties. And we want to know if you're allowed to tie a knot in a sour stick on Shabbos Kodesh for the kids. Join us tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.